Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone, ball!
Live from downtown Baton Rouge, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
On this Monday. Jake Flynn, Alondra, Tate, all here with you for the next 3 hours. And Tate had a couple of fumbles there in the open, but you can't blame him. You have to say he finally switched to a team that wins games on Sundays, and maybe he doesn't know what to do with himself. His Buccaneers won.
I know, in dramatic fashion as
They
well.
did. They did.
In a situation that normally, when you go down, his team normally goes down. They can't find their way back to win.
It's true.
But I'll be darned. Baker Mayfield and the crew, they found a way to win it. So good job. What a switch by Taylor.
Yeah, his team won.
I don't know, but like
My team won.
Andrew, how'd your team do?
Not great.
Not great.
They got quote-unquote embarrassed by the Seahawks.
They did.
Yeah, it depends on who you're asking, you know.
Yeah. What about your team, Matt?
Best thing that could have happened to them. They might be the greatest team ever assembled. They just need a little slice of humble pie.
Yeah.
Packers, they lose to the Brownies. The mistake by the lake.
Yeah.
And a pretty wild one. Some embarrassing stuff from him, though. Jordan Love makes some crucial mistakes. What are we doing? Yeah, we lost. Taylor, I'm just wondering was there like a power surge that came through the building? Knocked those 3 TVs out?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just all off.
They're just all off.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. We're figuring it out.
It
We
is
hadn't been in
Monday.
studio in like 4 days.
Nah,
True.
longer than that.
Been a minute. Been a
It
hot
feels
minute.
like it. I mean, it feels like 2 weeks. Glad to be back, though.
Feels good.
I am not going to. It's already Monday. People are already trying to get back into the workflow, the flow of going back to school, a case of the Mondays. I am in no way 3 minutes into the show going to start talking about the New Orleans Saints.
There's
Can't
no way.
do that.
Can't.
Don't do it.
I am not bringing the vibe down that quickly.
Hour
Will we
3?
talk about it? Of course we will. But I ain't doing it 3 minutes into the show.
Might be one of them situations where we just crop dust a little bit today. We're going to maybe touch on it a little bit.
Sprinkle some water on there.
Yeah. I don't even really want to talk about LSU either. That game was boring.
No, I'm fired up actually to talk about that game
Oh, yeah.
because I wanted to see certain things, and I think I saw most of them.
Really? You got a lot of takeaways from it?
I think you do. I think
Okay.
you really do. From the first team and the second team. Like, I love a game like that where you get the second team in there, and, hey, don't raise your eyebrows, sir. You and I have both been a part of the bomb squad going in there and getting some valuable reps.
Absolutely. But I never really liked going in there at the end of the game.
When else were you going to get in there?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm playing fullback, and then it's like, hey, bomb squad, you get to go play tailback. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's carry the rock.
Hey, man. To each their own, you know? We all have different opinions.
Well, I mean, if you didn't get in then, like, when were you going to get in? Young in your career.
I know. It's just one of those situations. I never like going in at the end of the game because, like, there's no juice to the game. You've been standing there for, like, 3 hours. You go in.
You run razor rub.
You run razor rub. You get, like, base calls. It's like a no-win situation. Yeah, you get a little bit of experience, but that experience doesn't really do anything for you. That experience doesn't really count.
I guess maybe for me,
Doesn't make you better.
from my perspective, like, I was actually playing a different position. So, like, that was the only real experience I was going to get.
Sure.
So, like, maybe that experience was different for me than it was for you.
Yeah, it was probably good to hit the hole, get some contact a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you played
Tuck
since
the
you
picks
played
in.
as a freshman, like,
Yeah,
Wait.
but mostly fullback.
right. Yeah, but But when you go in there, you do have to do well because you're supposed to do well. You're going against the backup for Southeastern at that point. So, anyway, it was one of those things that I never really, as a quarterback, it's like, all right, I got to go in there. I better look good because we're blowing this team out. You have to do it. It's a no-lose situation because if you look bad, then it's like, oh, is this guy really the pick for us? Is he really the backup? Do we need to start rethinking? It's like when I'd go in the game in the NFL or something, I'd be like, oh gosh, my job's on the line. If I go in and mop up duty, I feel like my job's on the line.
Yeah,
because this is the one situation you get to go do it in a game.
You didn't feel that way in college?
I mean, I did a little bit. You still feel like your backup job's on the line. And again, in a situation that's got no juice to it. No in sitch.
Well,
anyway.
LSU did take care of business, 56-10. Garrett Nussmeier, 25 of 31, 273, 8.8 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. And I think more importantly, the air yards went up. Some of the throws that he made, he hadn't been making over the last couple of weeks, some sprinting to his left across his body. Am I saying that it's fully back to normal? Maybe not. But we did see them do some things they haven't done in the first 3 games of the season that they did here in this 4th game. Yeah,
they did, and he threw the ball really well. Early in the game, he did not look like he was throwing it very well. I noticed pushing the ball to the sidelines is when you're putting a lot of stress on the core and your abs and the twisting. Made some what it looked like pretty weak throws. Now it could have just come out of his hand wrong. I mean, it could have been early in the game, ball was sweaty, something like that. It might not have had anything to do with the potential of that pain or whatever it is. But most of his air yards that were over, like we talked about, the easiest throws on your body are over the middle.
Yeah.
Because everything's lined up perfect. You're not having to twist and turn. And I think a lot of those throws were over the middle, dimes, spinning it really well. So answered a lot of questions there as far as, is he better? Is he healthy? Now the question I think that I would still have is was it still that necessary to do all that and to risk all that? I don't know. Is he 100%? I don't know. You saw some throws toward the sideline that were not Nussmeier-esque as far as arm strength, but every other throw, of course, the air yards on attempts, they went up, something just we haven't seen, which was good to see. But I think it's easy to get a little too overly confident, overly excited about, when you come out of these games, it's just people are open that normally aren't going to be open, right?
Yeah.
And still, they're the other team's trying and the effort there and the windows are, they're not wide open, but the windows are and the windows and the gaps that you're throwing to are just unrealistic for going forward. But it's good to see him let it loose. He still has arm talent. I'll be darned. Can still spin it.
Yeah, and that was going to be my biggest takeaway. That was going to be the thing that I was watching. I mentioned on the broadcast 10 times. Okay, I want to see what he does. I want to see how he looks. And like you said, some of those throws to the sideline. But I did feel like as he got into the game flow, as he got stretched, as he got warmed, as he got juiced up, it did continue to go up a little bit. And we did see things that we haven't seen in the first 3 weeks. And they spread the ball to a lot of receivers. That was another good thing in this game. Bauer Sharp has 5 catches. Barryon Brown has 5 catches. Cal Parker had 4. Aaron Anderson had 3. And then, you got a host of Tigers that had multiple underneath that as well. So, passing game, the receivers, your quarterbacks. Michael Van Buren comes into the game. He's 10 of 12, 122 yards, 10.2 yards per attempt. Had a touchdown on the ground and through the air. Nussmeier also had one on the ground. Another sign, I think, of maybe him continuing to get healthy. He had his career long run.
Wow.
26 yards.
He let the people know, too.
He did. His previous career long, want to take a guess?
13.
All right. Alondra, want to take a guess?
10.
Taylor?
Currently or before tonight?
Before Nussmeier's 26-yard run, his career high before that.
14 yards.
It was 14 yards. Taylor listened to the broadcast.
Nerd alert.
So he almost doubled that. You were close. If he wouldn't have said 14, Price is Right rules, you'd have had it.
He knew it.
Yeah, he knew it.
Mine was just a guess.
Yeah.
It was a guess on my part, guys.
No, it was not.
You said that too
Nah.
confidently. So, I mean, he almost doubled his career long run. Those are good things. And he was very excited. He was letting people know he ran 26
excited.
yards.
He was very excited. What do you if he would have gotten in the end zone? Would he have stepped over like Ark Manning did? Would he have stepped over
Over a Sam Houston player?
over a Sam Houston player? Bowed up.
Probably not.
That was pathetic.
Yeah. Like, he
I was
didn't
going to give him a weekend loser for that.
Yeah.
That was pathetic.
He didn't even run over the guy. The guy came in late and kind of touched him on the hip a little bit.
Big boy.
In Texas social media.
What if he would have done this?
I know.
Oh my
What if he
gosh.
would have put the short guy?
Yeah, the too little.
I saw that a
The,
couple
the
times.
Texas
this
social
weekend.
media probably worse, though, because first off, I saw one that said, Arch Manning back to his old self. What's his old self?
Right.
Which is
His high
another
school.
dumb one.
High
And then
school.
they're like,
Playing inferior opponents like in high school.
it's true. He did.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah.
Well, he did it once last year, too. Like, you're standing over a Sam Houston player. They don't even spell Bearcats correctly.
That's true.
Like, what the hell are
True
we doing
point.
here?
Yeah, that's your people. That's y'all's people.
I'm not gonna blame Ark on that. Like the adrenaline's pumping. You got a lot of all
I
this,
mean-
all this stuff. Like whatever. I mean, but to put it out there like that, that's pretty rough look.
Yeah, multiple angles, multiple times. Yeah, it's a bad look.
What if Garrett would have tried
That's
to
what I'm saying.
big boy somebody?
Southeastern,
I'd
yeah.
have been like, all right, you can run. Sweet.
Cool.
Cool. But it was good. But look, I'm not going to get too excited about him running for 20 yards against Southeastern. I'm not going to get too excited about him completing some good passes.
Well, see, but
I doesn't
hear,
really matter to me.
Yeah, I do hear what you say, and we've been through those games, aka the purple jersey games. But I do think you can get excited the fact that he showed he can run. I'm talking about health wise. He has a quarterback sneak. They don't call that if they feel like they're putting him in harm's way. And he did make some throws that we haven't seen him make yet. So I don't care about the result. I really don't. I just care about, okay, he's progressing and doing things we haven't seen yet. You don't think so?
Well, yeah, I mean, it looked good. I'm not going to sit here and get too excited and try to wax poetic about our offense is back.
I wouldn't say that either, but I would say that at least we saw things physically from him.
Can I tell you,
haven't seen.
the competition difference there is in high school terms, it's 5A versus 2A. The competition difference.
Yeah.
So would you get how much do you look into this? Yes, you can we can knit with a magnifying glass and be like, but he's made good throws this year over the middle. He's done this and that. Yes, and the game plan was a lot different. So the woes before this weren't necessarily the throws he could or couldn't make. It was having a game plan around what they thought the throws that he couldn't make. So it was clear and obvious that they were trying to prove a point this past weekend and push it and do a quarterback sneak and do all those, do a couple different things. But the game plan's got to open up against real opponents. So,
Oh, and you got one this week.
and you got one in 5 days.
You got one.
So we got
on
an
the road.
opportunity, big opportunity.
It is. We'll get to the rushing attack. Now, the total numbers, because in college, I still just hate that we do this, but we take sack yards away from the rushing total, but
Yeah, that's
still,
dumb.
it is what it is.
Fix it.
So you had 35 carries, 135 yards, 3.9 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns on the ground. Again, though, they take that Garrett Nussmeier sack yardage away. So his stat line is 5 carries for 10 yards, even though he did have, 26-yard run alone. He had the longest run, by the way, of the night. There's still some things there, that's for sure, that need to continue to get cleaned up, continue to work on. I did think Juwan Johnson was a bright spot. I did think he created on his own a couple of different times. He ended up having 2
Yeah, he
scores,
did look
8 for
good.
43. But there's still
Caden Durham
Still a way to go.
continues to not be I don't think the outside zone stuff, I don't think he does real well at this point in his
he
career.
didn't see it right now.
He
It
doesn't see it right
Yeah.
now. I think we pointed out
We
that
did.
clip.
was last week,
Was it last week? Who was it against?
Florida.
Yeah, it was against
Yeah,
Florida, where
where
it was
the corner
it
showed
was
a
the
little bit.
stretch, and didn't push it. And he did it again this week a couple times, where he just couldn't push it enough, and he had some big openings too. If he just he keeps wanting to cut back, which he's an inside zone guy. That's where he's comfortable.
Yep.
He's comfortable in the A and B gaps, And he'll get there. That's a repetition thing. He's got to see it, got to continue to see it on film and see what he's doing wrong and learn his aiming points, how to press it, where to press it. So he'll get there. He's just not seeing that outside zone real well yet.
All right, we'll be back. More OTB here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, hopefully you enjoyed some ice cold Dos Equis during the tailgate this weekend. It is always a great time to go for Dos when you're getting your tailgate package together. You got to have the essentials. What are the essentials? Well, you got to have the tent, you got to have the TV, you got to have the generator, and of course, you got to have the ice cold Dos Equis. One of the cool things walking around tailgates over the last couple of weeks, people are letting us know that they are going for Dos. They have made the change. If they were drinking something else before, they are now on Team Dos Equis. You should be as well. Go for Dos.
How about you? Did you have any Dos Equis? Did you delete a couple of beers this week?
See, I had to work on Saturday.
Yep.
I leave all of that to you, sir.
Well, we didn't have to. We didn't go to the game this weekend. Big shocker, I guess. But guess what? I was at home watching some college football at the house, going for Dos, drinking Dos Equis. That's what I do. That's how I enjoy myself. So if you're going to drink a couple of beers, make sure it's a Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
All right, welcome back in OTB Monday morning. Taking a look at LSU, we'll get to the Saints. Again, it's too early. It's too early for all that.
I want to apologize here, but I really feel like I brought that first segment down. Wasn't really trying to be that negative.
You're a nega tiger.
I'm just trying to pump the brakes on everything a little bit. I just don't get as excited as other people do.
About winning a game by 46.
I mean, I don't think I've been bashful about not liking those types of games. I don't think you get better at all. But anyway, I regress. I'm so happy we won.
Nobody
Gary
asked you.
Nussmeier's back.
Nobody asked you to do that.
What?
Well, you just did.
Oh,
If you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
that's true. It was kind of a sarcastic apology. I just
They
didn't want to bring the
definitely couldn't
energy
tell.
down in the room because I felt like everybody was just kind of like snarling at me a little bit. Actually, never
I'm
mind.
kinda with
I don't
you, so
really care what y'all think.
I mean, I'm kind of with you, so I'm not snarling over here.
Some of the tail of the tape, LSU had 32 first downs. Southeastern had 10. On third down, LSU was 9 of 14. Southeastern was 1 of 10.
Woo!
On fourth down, LSU was 3 of 3. Southeastern was 0 for 1.
Let's go.
Total yards, LSU 530. Southeastern 205. Rushing 135 to 89 in favor of LSU. You did have 7 penalties. They only had 5, and you did control the clock 34-44 to 25-16. What about the defense, Matthew? Can I interest you in the defense?
Defense
Yet
looked
again,
great.
being dominant.
They look like the better defense out there. They look great. They look great. But they've looked amazing every week. They got to be best defense I've seen, obviously, in a while, a long while here. It's just the energy that they play with. We were watching like Whit Weeks playing, and how does a man go out there and play that hard every single play, no matter what the opponent is? It's impressive to watch. It's inspiring to watch, and they just feed off each other, man. So from the top down, we keep saying it. I mean, how many times can we wax poetic about Blake Baker and the leadership there? But, man, they are a full and complete defense. And I watch it and very impressed with it. But I've been impressed week in, week out. So it really doesn't matter the type of opponent they're playing, how good the opponent is. They play with the same energy, which is really, really hard to do. It is hard to go into those games right there and play with that much energy. Every single play.
Yeah.
You can do it like usually you see it like on a third down passing situations. Guys will get excited because they know it's time to eat a little bit. They know they can get some sacks and get some stats, get a pick, whatever it is. But every single play, really great to see. So just that DNA, that the foundation of that defense is going to continue to get better because they have proven now for 4 weeks that they are going to play with that tenacity, that energy. But the more weeks they have to play together and gel a little bit more and get more and more chemistry.
4 weeks. They already got 3 of them.
Damn. Sorry. That was good.
Hey, thank you.
That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, the more they get to play with each other, the better this defense is going to get. So excited to see how they continue to grow in their progression. Knock on wood, they continue to stay healthy. But from the energy standpoint and how they play, man, I love it. Absolutely love it.
All right, so
And no, the star is not my favorite position, Scott.
You love it.
It's not a position.
It is.
It's a mindset. We've talked about this.
I get the starting lineups from the broadcast, and it's like every week starting to see that star position pop up.
Okay.
Starting to see it at star, whatever number in the player's name, but I say it a lot.
After the Clemson game, I told you, I admitted that the star was real. It's not a real position, but it's a real mindset.
Okay. All right, so I want to do this. I want to take a break, and when we come back, maybe pick your brain a little bit on how you think Lane Kiffin might try to attack this defense. This defense that has been really good. They have not given up more than 10 points to any opponent this year, one of the best defenses in the country. Obviously, Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin score a lot of points. They house a good Tulane team over the weekend, and we'll do all of that when we jump back here. It is OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Remember, though, it's not only in Central, it's in the entire greater Baton Rouge area. We are talking to you. They can help you with any of your plumbing needs. And it's not just in emergencies. They can help you in an emergency, but we're talking about if you're looking to upgrade at your home, at your business, whatever it might be. It can be big, small, everywhere in between. If you're looking to go tankless with a tankless water heater and never run out of hot water again, you get home late, it's okay. You got to do laundry, you got to do dishes, you still got to shower. It is okay. You don't have to wait for the water to heat back up because you went tankless with Central Plumbing, centralplumbing.org.
That's right. If whatever your project is, like if you're about to start a project, maybe it's a little bathroom renovation, maybe it's a whole new house, or maybe you just have a toilet that it's running and it won't stop. Whatever it is, they can handle the job, big or small, residential, commercial. Give them a call. And 24/7 emergency service. So you can call them whenever, no matter the day, no matter the time. If something's an issue, call 225-925-8552, centralplumbing.org.
I'm holding on your rope, got me 10 feet off the ground.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
You tell me that you need me, then you go and cut me down. But wait, you tell me that you're sorry, didn't think I'd turn around. You say that it's too late to apologize. It's too late.
Yeah, Matt, it's too late to apologize for that weak juice you brought this morning.
I didn't bring the weak juice.
Jeez.
You know who brought the weak juice? Whoever scheduled LSU in Southeastern. Take that weak stuff out of here.
Would you like the schedule?
I don't know. I'd like everybody to schedule real football. Not, okay, I am throwing shade, but not to throw shade. Just everyone play at the level that they're supposed to play at.
I'm with you.
Play at your level.
I'm with you.
Sorry, but it looks great. Garrett Nussbaum, wow, he looks healthy, 110%.
I like that you went for 120. Then you're like, that's too much.
That's too much.
You went down to 110.
Yeah, 120 is a little less.
110.
I didn't want to come off too sarcastic.
I got you.
I'm just excited.
I got you.
I'm excited that he played. Excited that we risked it for the biscuit. We're back. That chemistry we got from this past game is going to lead us to the national championship. Let's go. Woo!
Is there anything we can change about your mood here, or is it just our face?
It's just, just
Okay. All right. Fair
just
enough.
change your face.
I can't
You're doing
do
a great
that.
job. Everybody's having fun.
Everybody's
If you don't
having
change your
so much
face-
fun.
Yeah.
Look, it's going to be so much positivity on this station all day long. It's going to be positive, positive, positive. So somebody's got to counterpunch a little bit, right?
I mean, I don't know. I'd say the Saints will come up a little bit.
Well, that's true. About LSU
Okay.
positivity.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. Saints do have to be talked about at some point.
To your point earlier, though, like on the strength of schedule, Clemson,
Oh my gosh.
not good.
Yep.
Florida,
We
not
all
good.
need to be cheering.
Louisiana Tech, not good. Like
At least they win. Oh, Clemson
True,
and
but I
Florida
just-
just lose.
Do we have the weakest strength of schedule so far this
we
year
have
of
not
any team in the
really
country?
I was telling you during break, like I know so many LSU fans are like, "Ha, Clemson lost again." Like you should want Clemson to win every game.
Right.
Why do you want Clemson to lose?
I do hear what you are saying, but also LSU's going to have 5 opportunities to have a resume builder coming up.
Yeah.
All of it doesn't matter. You're number
Yeah, if you
4 in the
keep winning,
country.
it doesn't matter if
You're
keep
in the
winning,
SEC. So, like, I get what you're saying about
Right.
Clemson, but that's going to take care of itself.
If you win your games, you're in.
I still like
that's where you're
laughing
at.
at Dabo and the demise of Clemson. I do. It's funny to me.
He said
It-
the
it
same
is
thing
pretty
this
funny.
week that he said last week, like almost verbatim. Did y'all hear his press conference?
No.
I mean, it was he basically could have just replayed the one from last week and win again.
And he's going to melt again this week at some point, right? He'll melt in a press conference. And so, like, I agree with you. I always want to cheer for the people that LSU beats or cheer for people at LSU's schedule just for that, because the optics. I want us to be better, and I want us to play good opponents. And the people we beat, I want them to be good. But I was cheering against them this week just because the meltdowns of Dabo are pretty funny. Coming out a couple days before, it's like he's telling everybody, well, if they want to stop winning, then they can get rid of me. No, they just want to stop losing.
Yeah.
So stop losing. But I tell you what, that man, he's got knees of steel. I've watched him run down that hill purposefully because I wanted to witness if he was going down. That man attacks that hill, and respect to him and his knees.
I could see
It's
you
impressive.
turning on the Clemson game, watching the run out, be like, all right, he didn't do it. Change channel.
I did. Oh yeah. Well, okay. So I have a TV, and then I roll in another TV. Right. So I have like, and so my big TV, I'll put it like on like 4 boxes, and then my other roll-in TV, I'll have it on a big one game. So my one game is the one I like watch intently a lot. And so I had it on the main TV, my main TV. And so after he ran down the hill, I did change it from the main TV to just kind of the background TV.
Screens do you have?
I got 2, but I got
You got the 4 box and then the
so I got
one?
the 4 box on my big TV, and then I have a roll-in TV that I put just one game on.
You watch games like you're Tony Stark.
That's right. This is my job now, guys.
Enhance.
So I got 5 games going at once.
Regardless if Clemson continues to win or not, again, for LSU, you just have to go out there and continue to take care of business. Like, you've got everything on your schedule that is going to be like resume builders. So for you just had to win an opening game, which you did. You had to beat a rival in Florida, which you did. Like, I don't know what those teams are going to look like at the end of the season, but you got to control the controllables. You got to control what is on your schedule, and that's what you've done so far. Well, now, here it comes. It's going to start to heat up, and this is a great opponent coming up this week. You have a team that certainly is high-powered offense. They lost a lot of their defense, and we saw Arkansas have a lot of success against them on their defense and offensively for Arkansas. Like, they had a big game. Now you got South Carolina after this one, and we'll see where South Carolina is a couple of weeks from now. But the focus being on Ole Miss in this one, it's on the road. The last 2 games you've had against this team have been crazy games. I mean, we remember Jaden and Malik and BTJ and that offense going to Oxford. And, I mean, they did every possible thing that they could to try to win that game. The defense just could not come up with a stop. Couldn't come up with a stop. And you still had a chance there in the end zone. You had a receiver with the ball hit his hands, and you almost won that game even though you couldn't come up with a defensive stop. And then you have last year, Kyron Lacey catches the pass in overtime, and LSU wins when it looked like Ole Miss had control of that game throughout. You come back in the fourth quarter. Garrett Nussmeier makes one of the best throws all year to Aaron Anderson to tie it up, and we all know you win in overtime. Like I said, they've been crazy games. They've been great games. You might get something. Now, I'm not saying the score line's going to look the same as those games, but you're probably going to get something very similar to that. Right now, the ESPN matchup predictor has Ole Miss with a 73.3% chance to win this game.
Wow.
73.3% chance. Ole Miss right now, they're the favorite. This game opened up LSU minus 1.5. It's now Ole Miss minus 2.5.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that, and I'm trying to figure out why that is. I mean, so both teams are 4-0, and Taylor, you had mentioned it too. Like LSU got jumped in the rankings by somebody that didn't play, and it has to do with the computer strength of schedule, right? The strength of schedule of our win versus Florida. Clemson doesn't look very good anymore. So, and the way we won them, it wasn't like a blowout or anything like that. So that strength of schedule has got to be the reason for a lot of this stuff. The reason for us being an underdog right now at Ole Miss and getting jumped by somebody that didn't even play after having a blowout victory. So, yeah, the strength of schedule is probably adjusting a lot of this. But, look, this is LSU Ole Miss. This is a rivalry game. You never really know what's going to happen. Lane Kiffin, I mean, they go out there and they beat a really good Tulane team with a backup quarterback. So they have a team. We all know that they lost a lot of talent from last year's team. But they've reloaded, and I'll be darned if Lane Kiffin is a good head coach and can field a good team. So this is going to be a test for both teams to see how good each of these teams really is. I think there's a lot of question marks, I guess, that we have or the public has on like how good is LSU really after the two big opponents we lost have turned out to start out 1-3. So we'll see. So if I'm the big tail of the tape is going to be Lane Kiffin on what he is going to do, how he is going to attack this dynamic and this just brutal LSU defense that they're going to be facing. So how is he going to attack it? Now he's got 4 weeks of film now.
Yeah.
Now, I understand Clemson had no answers. They didn't know what they were going to get. Florida, you know, they had a couple of weeks of film. But now Lane Kiffin, a good offensive mind, has a couple of weeks of tape to go off of. And so how is he going to attack it? So that kind of remains to be seen. And can you actually honestly think that you can devise a game plan that will consistently move the ball? Or do you have to just rely on hitting a couple of really good big plays? Because I think that might be what this LSU team is, this LSU defense is. If you're an offense going against it, they are so good and so dynamic and got so much talent and so aggressive that you might have to rely on taking advantage and hitting a couple of big plays and then holding LSU's offense. But if I'm Lane Kiffin, what I'm trying to do, if I'm attacking this LSU defense, you have to be a counterpuncher. So LSU's a big heavyweight. They want to come out swinging. They want to put the pressure on you, make you make decisions quick. So as an offense, you got to be a counterpuncher. You have to adjust to the pressures. You have to make mic adjustments. You have to make hot route adjustments. You have to throw into the blitz. You have to throw into the pressure. You have to take what they're going to do because LSU's going to have haymakers.
Yeah.
You have to be able to counterpunch that with quick shots. So if we always were taught with the teams that pressure a lot, you throw right into the teeth of the pressure.
Right.
Because where they come from, they leave voids.
Yeah.
They leave voids. LSU, the safeties are doing a really good job of filling that gap. They're filling that void when linebackers leave it, but they fill it from pretty high up. So, in college, you don't get it a lot, but in the NFL, it wasn't really hot routes we would run. It was just called peeking.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter what
Still
route
run
you
your route, but you peek to see if the quarterback throws it.
Yeah, you peek. If someone comes off your face or they blitz from the slot and you're the slot receiver, you peek. You peek your first couple steps. And so that was like the most dynamic thing that we could ever do against the pressure thrown into it. So I have to believe that Lane Kiffin, watching this film, is figuring out how to design an offense and calls and audibles and check with me's and things like that will be completely counterpunching. Not necessarily hard play action fake, throwing it over the top, but how can we get quick throws over the middle? How can we throw into pressure? How can we throw screens into pressure, whether it's a number 3 receiver running a flat route and the outside 2 blocking, or the number 1 running a one-step slant and the inside 2 receivers blocking. Those are all ways to counterpunch.
So one of the things that I think LSU does really, really well, speaking of like bringing the pressure and different things, and I was watching it closely this weekend. It's a different game flow, and so you get a chance to maybe hone in on a couple of different things. And they do a really nice job of disguising who's coming. And you might be like, wait a minute, I see them inching up all the time. If you go back and you watch the tape, like let's just say that we're the offense, we're looking at the defense. Well, the linebacker on the right side, he'll keep inching and inching. And oftentimes in college, you're like, okay, well, this guy's coming. But he'll do it, and then he'll drop into coverage, and then all of a sudden here it comes from the left. And they do a really nice job. And then, both guys will kind of walk up and back up and walk up and back up, and then here it comes from the place that you're not expecting. You get that a lot in the National Football League. You don't get that a ton in college. A lot of times in college, it's like if a corner's coming on a corner cat, he is stiff as a board. He's press coverage. His head's not moving. His arms aren't moving. It's like, okay, that guy's coming. It's kind of like in college, you can tell when a running back's about to get the football too, because it's the same situation. LSU does a really nice job of disguising where they're coming. And they also do a nice job of disguising to simulate that they're going to come. Like that's very difficult to get at the college level. So like that's what I'm intrigued by. That chess match from Lane Kiffin, Blake Baker, and where Lane thinks the pressure is going to come from. Can Blake Baker confuse him and maybe trick them enough one time to turn into an interception?
Yeah, and one of the ways that they disguise really well is something that the quarterback looks for is rotating safeties.
Yeah.
So if the safety's coming down, he's either coming down to fill a gap in coverage or he's coming to replace somebody that has left to go blitz the quarterback. Our safeties have done a really nice job of staying in like a 2-shell look and dropping at the snap of the ball. But kind of like I said, like when you try to counterpunch, like we're dropping, but it's like the old school, like how like Cam Chancellor used to drop. He used to drop and it was like a 3-high or 1-high shell, but he was still like 10 yards deep. Like, so they're not like dropping down into the box to where it's like clear and obvious to the quarterback that it is a single high safety look. So sometimes even at the snap that we're dropping so slowly and like for a purpose slowly because they're trying to disguise it. So they're dropping so slowly that it still looks like cover 2 or a 2 shell. But in reality, in theory, we're playing a cover 1 and our safeties are good enough to be able to react up. So like if normally a safety, if he drops down, he's got either a hook or he plays a curl to flat. Well, we're able to play the hook or the curl flat from a depth because they're able to react up so well. So it's just they are, and you don't see disguises like that a lot in college because it takes 11 guys that kind of understand the goal of everything and where the weaknesses are and where you can disguise. Because some people like to disguise way too much and it leaves them very, very vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So
they can't get to where they want to get to.
Exactly. So
now, fully expect Ole Miss to try to use LSU's aggression against them.
Oh, yeah.
Like anytime that teams have had any success against this LSU defense, that's what they've tried to do. They tried to attack the aggression. Now, it doesn't always turn into a big play for you, but I'm saying like run a screen into the pressure, run a running back screen or a tunnel screen or something. Like try to use their aggression against them. That's what I think Lane's going to try to do.
Yep.
He's going to try to see the pressure and it's going to – you'll see a ton of screens up, some quick throws, some of the stuff that Matt was talking about, which basically turns into a screen when you throw a slant kind of behind the pressure.
And that's why I say like having 4 weeks of tape for an offense going against us it's invaluable because when you do that, it's a lot of check with me's, right? A lot of offenses at college are check with me. They get up there, they do the fake claps or whatever, and they look to the sideline to see what the new call is.
Right.
Or the coach will now, I guess he can tell the quarterback now, then they'll change the play. Well, when they do that, the defense can also change. So we've seen the LSU defense, if the offense is trying to change a play, the LSU defense change the play and they go like hands coverage or they hand signal and they change everything up. So now you got 4 weeks of tape. They can see kind of like what hand signals mean. They can see what dummy calls means. Like it's just a little chess game right there. So can Lane Kiffin dial up the right play versus, and a lot of it's calculated risk. A lot of it's like, I believe based on this look on film that when they do this, or when the safety line's up here, or when they're in, an over front instead of an under front, when the linebacker is shaded a little bit to the back, they're looking for all those different things. I need to call this tunnel screen because I believe the strong dog's coming, so I want to run a tunnel screen right into that pressure. Yeah. Now, he might call it 2 or 3 times during the game, and they don't do it, but they're looking for just one time to hit a big play. And I've seen it. Watching the film of LSU's defense, we are so aggressive in an awesome way. Yeah. But it does leave yourself vulnerable, like anything. But it's calculated risk on Blake Baker's part. He's saying, I'm creating so much chaos. I know I'm vulnerable here, but I think we can get to that quarterback and confuse him before he can dissect it, decipher it, and make a decision, get the ball out of his hand.
Yep. And just like Lane's got that 4 weeks of film, Blake's got that 4 weeks of film on Ole Miss, and I'm looking forward to the chess match between those two. It's certainly going to be the storyline for me throughout the game. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back on the other side.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com, the website for Pelican Roofing. Right there on the homepage, you'll see 5-star reviews, Google, Facebook, Yelp. The internet hates everything, but it can't help but to love Pelican Roofing. Also, on the website, PelicanRoof.com, you'll see the instant roof quote. If you're needing a new roof, wanting an idea of what that would cost you at your home, at your business, whatever, well, you go in, you type your address in there, and it's going to give you an outline of your roof and a really good idea of what that's going to cost you. And they also have financing options right there on the homepage as well, PelicanRoof.com.
Yeah, if you look at their homepage of their website at PelicanRoof.com, you get 5 stars, and that's 5 stars out of 5 stars. That is the best you can get, and that's based on Yelp, that's based on Google, Facebook, whatever it is, because that is customers that are actually taking the time to go say, this company was trusted. They did an amazing job for us, and I want to let the people know. So if you have a job, if you have a project, if you have to put in a new roof, go see them, PelicanRoof.com.
...2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
So you took a chance, made of a plan. But I bet you didn't think that they would come crashing down. No, you don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from you. There's just no chance when you and me. There'll never be. Don't it make you sad about it? Tell me you love me.
All right, welcome back in OTB here on this Monday morning. Want to remind you about Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Go to the website today, yourgoodwood.com. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. right there on Drusilla in Baton Rouge, 225-4GD Wood, 225-4GD Wood. And always online, you can book your consultation, bottom right corner of the website. Again, that website, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, so the individual matchups, as we're going to continue, obviously, throughout the week, previewing Ole Miss and LSU, that I'm looking forward to is the Ole Miss running backs versus the LSU linebackers. Now, a big misconception of Lane Kiffin's offense is that he only wants to, like, throw the football. No. They're just up-tempo. Don't confuse up-tempo with wanting to just throw the ball 45 times a game. That is not who they are. They are a team that wants to run the football. He told me, let's see, it was at Media Day or Spring Meeting. Doesn't really matter. So we were having a conversation. and he talked about their running game. He said, we lost 2 games, one to Kentucky, one to LSU, because we couldn't close out the game in 4 minutes. We gave a good offensive ball back against LSU. They made us pay. They are at their best when they can run the football, and they've done so far this year. They've got a couple of nice running backs. Their quarterback has been really good in the run game as well, and that's who they are. They ran the ball 42 times against Tulane. They threw it 27. So it is going to be the matchup. It's those running backs, the running quarterback, ability versus LSU's linebackers. And look, if you're LSU, you're like, I'll take that. I'll take that matchup. Mm-hmm. It's your best group. You've got multiple players. You got 3 really good ones and some young guys that have gotten some action over the last week.
Yeah, and I know Lane Kiffin's big thing always has been run it. Now he looks like this big aired out guy, and that's the misconception part you're talking about. But he knows just as well as most good offensive coordinator that you cannot throw it 60 times a game and expect to consistently win. Being able to run the football opens up your pass game tremendously. So most good quarterbacks that throw for a lot of yards have a very good, or at least a very manageable, a scary running game. It doesn't have to be the best in the world or best in the conference, but they have something they can consistently rely on keeping them in good down and distances. So
yeah, something we'll talk about throughout the week is that rushing attack versus your strength, your linebacking core. We'll talk about it here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling right along, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. So right now, new customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly, plus score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Just use promo code Baton Rouge. That is promo code Baton Rouge. You get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only. And auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.